Hello, it's Steve of Queanbeyan coming at you with another Peruvian pre-departure video, and this time I'm going to talk a little bit about how I came across this ayahuasca, which has prompted me to undertake this journey. Now, I think it all began when just by accident probably, I happened upon a quote by Steve Jobs concerning LSD, and he said, "Taking LSD was a profound experience, one of the most important things in my life." When I think of drug users, I have an image in my mind or somewhere in the back of my mind about what a drug user might look like or might be. And Steve Jobs didn't fit that image. Then I come across this other article on this guy, Francis Crick, pioneer of modern genetics, for his deduction of the double helix structure, which came from inspiration while in the throes of one of many acid trips. And then another instance of this guy, Carrie Mullis, revolutionised biochemical research, admitted his LSD binges in the 60s and 70s were far more important to his accomplishments than any courses he ever took in school. So these guys really didn't fit in with my notion or vision of what a drug user might be. And it seemed to me that it had bestowed upon them certain benefits that allowed them to think differently, to look at things in a new way. And I came to think that I would put taking LSD on my bucket list, that this is one of the things I would like to see for myself. But I never really thought I'd actually do it, because it's not like you can slip down the road to the chemist and get yourself a few tabs of LSD and then there's questions about the purity, and there's a whole range of safety issues. So it was kind of in the back of my mind. It was probably something I wouldn't ever end up doing, but it was something I was very open to doing. Now, I used to, and still do, listen to podcasts about various topics that might be considered fringe or certainly out there. I find them interesting, and, UFOs, crop circles, Bigfoot, that kind of thing. I don't necessarily believe in all of it, or maybe even any of it. But they're interesting stories. For some strange reason, ayahuasca came up in the context of a different kind of discussion. And I thought to myself, how interesting. I must look into this tomorrow, and I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up and got to get coffee on, got to get breakfast, got to go to work, to do this, got to do that. And it completely slipped my mind, and I thought nothing more of it, and until weeks, maybe months passed, and this time they were talking about these cattle mutilations, And then again, it was mentioned in the context of torpors, this topic of ayahuasca, and I thought, there it is again, I must check this out, and I'll check it out in the morning. But again, you wake up in the morning, got to get coffee, breakfast, go to work, pay bills, and it completely slipped my mind, and I completely forgot about it, and this went on for quite a few times, and it became
like a splinter in your mind.
Yeah, that's it, just like that. And one day I woke up, had breakfast, had the day off, and I'm reading the Sydney Morning Herald website, going through the news of the day, and I happened upon this article about this ayahuasca retreat that was run by a couple from, I think it was Mudgee in my home state of New South Wales here in Australia. And I thought, how interesting, so close. And here they are running this retreat in Peru, halfway around the world. And I was reading this article and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to look it up and see what this is all about. And so I happened upon an article in Wikipedia. This is how it read. It said, people who have consumed ayahuasca report having spiritual revelations regarding their purpose on Earth, the true nature of the universe, as well as a deep insight into how to be the best person they possibly can. The true nature of the universe. Well, now I'm interested. So I thought, I wonder if there's anything on YouTube on this. So I typed it into the YouTube search, and I happened upon this playlist, Don't Just Fall. And it just outlines some people's experiences with it and what people's perceptions of it are. And now I'm really interested. And so I'm just flicking through some videos on YouTube, and I came across DMT, the spirit molecule. So I'm watching this thing and I'm going, whoa, what the is this?
Like I was shot with a diamond. A diamond bullet right through my forehead.
Now I know I just have to go into the Peruvian Amazon and drink ayahuasca with a shaman. So I guess I'll conclude on this note. To all my friends out there who are skeptical, I hear you, brothers and sisters, I hear you. I've never been one to think of myself as a spiritual person. I'm an atheist, generally speaking, and I really didn't think too much about spirituality. I thought it was all a bunch of bunkum, and I certainly wasn't interested in hallucinogenic drugs, and this was 2 years ago. If I were listening to someone 2 years ago telling me what I am now telling you, I'd be thinking this guy's off his rocker, and yet here we are. And yes, I'm skeptical, but that's part of the reason I'm going. I'm going there to see for myself, and maybe to think differently about things, and just look at things perhaps a bit more objectively. So until my next video, where I will talk about why I'm doing it, this is Stephen Curran in Queanbeyan, signing off.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.